had a stinger. He returned. Go ahead.
For you, what was the most disappointing part of the performance from your team today?
I thought the stuff that, that's a good team. They're going to make some big plays, but I thought the most frustrating thing was the spots we hurt ourselves. In the first half, some of the false starts that we had on offense, lining up in the neutral zone on defense. For us to have that false start on the field goal, I was obviously so excited because they muffed the punt the next time. But for us to have a turnover there was a real big mistake. Ended up being all right when they missed that field goal. We talked about some of that stuff at halftime. We come out, give up a huge kick return, and then have a really stupid penalty to add 15 yards at the end of it. Those are the things that disappoint me the most.
In the first half, you guys were inside there 33 5 times and only had 1 touchdown. Against a team like that, how hard is that to overcome to come to the field?
No, extremely hard. Yeah, extremely hard, and especially when we didn't slow them down in the second half.
You had a 4th and 3 and a 4th and 7. Do you consider going for either of those instead of the field goal?
The 4th and 3 was the first drive. No, did not consider it. When was the 4th and 7?
The second half on the last.
Yeah, no, didn't consider.
The team is built on a defensive foundation. We know how well they've played. Is it a little bit of shock to see them give up more than 500 yards, just see an offense just go up and down the field against them?
Yeah, it's disappointing. I think we're better than that. They had some pretty big plays where it seemed like there was a lot of space. I got to look really at the film, see what happened. But, that was disappointing. I believe we're better than that.
21-16 game midway through the third quarter. Why do you think things got out of hand late?
I think it was they went down on a huge score. I think they had a 3rd and 20. If I can go right, they opened up scoring. I thought we did a good job answering right away. I thought we had our best drive there on the offensive first possession in the third quarter. Then I believe we got them in a 3rd and 20 the next time, and they had a 34-yard screen pass, which was unacceptable. They went down and scored. I believe then I thought the part that got out of the hand the most was we had a pretty good kickoff return. We had a holding call that put us back inside the 5 and ended up going 3 and out there with a safety. And then they made some big plays after that.
What do you think of the energy level being on the East Coast coming back? That's been a problematic game for you in the past.
I didn't notice anything wrong with energy.
Christian opened with a 10-yard run and a 9-yard run. Looked like he was kind of going to make a sudden impact. How did he fare today?
I thought he did a good job. It was just impressive that he understood everything we were asking him to do. I don't think he made any mistakes in the game and was able to make some pretty good plays too.
You said you wanted to watch the film, but is there anything you could point your finger to as commonalities when it comes to those third downs that you guys allowed on the big plays in particular?
Yeah, we knew going in how big of a challenge it'd be. That's why I think they were second in the league in third downs, one of the best quarterbacks ever for a third down situation. Didn't seem like we got a lot of pressure on them from what I saw. When we had them in the longer yardages, you try hard to keep them in the pocket so they can't get the off schedules, but they were still able to get a big off schedule, it looked like, especially one down the field, I think on that post throw. And then when you give up a screen that gives them an easy one, that adds up.
Okay, how many plays did McCaffrey basically have available to him in this game?
Gave him like 20 plays, something like that.
Garoppolo played today.
I thought he came out pretty good. I thought he struggled at times, just a few plays that he'd love to take back, especially that interception there at the end of the second quarter. The safety there at the end. But it wasn't him more than anyone else. We all had our moments.
Well, you and John said Friday, getting McCaffrey doesn't cure everything, whatever was going on in the first 6 games. I guess just today kind of hammer home that point of even he is more available. There's just stuff to clean up.
Oh yeah, definitely. We got to play better football. I think we have some opportunities where we made some pretty big plays and stuff on both sides of the ball. I thought that also happened today. But then we had some plays where I thought we had some opportunities and we didn't do well, especially on some self-inflicted things, which I think went in all 3 phases. So regardless of the players we've added, we have good players, I believe, and I believe we added another one, but we got to play better to take advantage of that.
Christian had quite a few plays in the field in the first half. Did you expect to use them more in the second, which is just situation, the score, the way the game?
Especially there in the fourth quarter when we were in 2-minute and stuff a lot. Some of the protection stuff he hasn't been through. I just thought it was unfair to him.
What would you have preferred Jimmy to do instead of obviously throwing the pick? Is it to take the sack there or try throwing it away?
Yes, to either. Yeah, they got us in a zero blitz, and can get rid of the ball or take the sack.
Now, there's been a lot of self-inflicted wounds throughout the season. What can you do to help eliminate those?
You just keep holding people accountable. You keep coaching, and people got to focus and keep working to get better. I mean, there's no magical answer. That's what we do throughout the week. We coach, and those guys work, and that's what we got to keep doing.
Kyle, every season is unique to itself, but does this one feel like last year at all in terms of the slow start a year ago? What's going on right now?
I think in terms of that, possibly, but just not having a winning record at this time and things like that, you can look to last year and know what we got to. We know what we got to do to fix that. But I feel that's the only comparison.
Is Aziz a possibility coming back after the bye?
I don't think right after the bye. I think he's got a couple more weeks on that. Him and Elijah kind of had the same injury. I just think Elijah's a couple weeks ahead of him.
Do you anticipate activating Jason Brett this week?
I'm not sure.
I feel like there's a significant amount of accountability in regards to the self-inflicted wounds.
What's that?
We feel like there's a lot of accountability amongst your players for.
Yeah, I think our guys are real good with that stuff. I mean, we always have hard Mondays, and we don't really shy over anything around here. I think the guys are used to it, and guys being accountable in our building with each other has never been an issue.
How do you think Jimmy Ward played in nickel and just overall that combination with Gibson playing free safety? So how do you think that makes work?
I'm not sure. I mean, we didn't play that well as a group, but I'd have to watch the tape. That's just a little too detailed of things between those two guys.
You said 20 plays for Christian. How quickly can he expand? Now they're going to have a full week with him. How quickly can he get up to it?
He'll learn the whole game plan for next week.
Take two more.
Brandon Ayuk's had a couple good games for you. What's the biggest progression you've seen in him and his development since last year?
I think he keeps getting better each year. I mean, I think it was documented the work he put in this offseason, and is carrying over to this season. I think these last 2 weeks, I thought he had his best game versus Atlanta, just from all the plays and stuff. I'll see when we watch the tape here, but BA's continuing to get better. All right, thanks, guys.
your finger on what happened out there today?
Just the combination of explosive plays, prolonging drives, self-inflicted wounds. On our side, I felt like we didn't really give ourselves a chance to win. We didn't. I gotta look at it. But that's just how it feels right now.
They had a 3rd and 20 and a 3rd and 12, and they got 91 yards on those 2 plays. What kind of is the breakdown on some of these 3rd and long? You had one last week too that you're seeing right now.
Yeah, I got to look at it. I can't think of both of them right now. I know one of them they ran a screen to Jet. We just got to get bodies over there, try and get them down, and when we have them in 3rd and long, we got to find a way to get off because that's the expectation.
Never really given up yards like this. As it's happening, is it almost hard to believe? What are your emotions as these yards are being picked up against you guys?
Yeah, no, it's just we knew everybody had to do their job. Our defense prides itself on eliminating explosive plays, and that's just what the game felt like, just explosive plays one after another, just keeping drives going and then them finding a way to get in the end zone.
Self-inflicted wounds is a term that's come up a couple of times over the last couple of weeks. Just what's the level of frustration that you guys can't seem to clean those up?
Yeah, no, it is frustrating. It's something that we are in full control over. And that's honest. That honestly is what gives you hope, knowing that you can come back to work and you can fix it. It's not, kudos to them for having a great game, but it also comes down to us being better versions of ourselves.
How has their offense changed? I think this is the 3rd time you've played them, either in the regular season or obviously the Super Bowl. How has their offense changed over time?
Pretty similar. They're obviously trying to get those big plays and use the run game where they can to set up the pass game and rely on 15 to make plays. So pretty similar.
Over the first month plus, you guys were so dominant as a defense, obviously, especially this week. It wasn't there. Is it jarring for you to go from kind of one extreme to the other? Like, what's that feeling?
That obviously sucks. We got to find ways to get back to playing our style.
You guys haven't been great on the game after the East Coast trip. Did it feel like other times that you've done that in the past today?
Not really. I wouldn't use that as an excuse. Honestly, I felt like we just didn't. The game was there for a large majority of through 3 to 4 quarters. We were still in it. Still could have made plays. Still could have found a way to make it our game. We just didn't.
That thing was Hardman's second touchdown in the right corner, maybe in the second quarter. You came off the field and you tossed your helmet in frustration, talking to some of your guys. Was that general frustration, or was that just specific to that play of breakdown?
Just general frustration, knowing that we were better than that, and I felt like they were just kind of marching their way down the field, prolonging drives, like I mentioned. It's something that I got to go back and look at, and we just got to find ways to get off the field.
Do you notice any similarities between this 3-4 start and last year's 3-4 start? Does that give you guys any sort of confidence, knowing how you finished last season moving forward?
Yeah, at the end of the day, every year is its own year. We can take the experiences that we learned last year and apply it to where we're at right now. At the end of the day, I look at it as one game at a time. Always, I never look ahead. I never see it for anything than what it is. You got to look at the tape hard and correct the mistakes, come back and be better.
You guys have always declared this is a very high level roster. We see all the talent. You add Christian McCaffrey. There's a lot of confidence. A little bit of a hit to the confidence level right now?
No. I'm as optimistic as they come. I'm not worried about that. Adding McCaffrey was a big pickup for us, but at the end of the day, this is the truest team sport that there is. It doesn't matter how much talent you got throughout a roster, and I hate even talking about talent because at the end of the day, it all comes down to execution, playing with high effort, high physicality, and just doing your job like that. If all 11 are doing that, and defense, offense, and special teams, then obviously we'll start to win games again.
Jimmy obviously knows the defensive system really well, but he hadn't played nickel in quite a long time. Just how do you think that went with the dynamic of him playing nickel and working with Gibson and getting you guys in the middle?
Yeah, I think it went well. I have to look at it, and just from feeling it out there, I felt like he did a great job. Thanks, guys.
Obviously, a great quarterback and a great offense, but you know, given how dominant you guys have generally been on defense this season, is that anything, some sort of a wake-up call, or is it just like that's a really good opponent?
We definitely had our chances, but yeah, no, it's a great team, and we gave them too many easy ones.
How do you think the Chiefs were able to run the ball so successfully?
I think we made some mistakes, including myself, in the first half that allowed them to stay on the field, and when you don't force them to get into those passing situations, you kind of let them fall forward and get those 4 or 5 yard runs. You never really get in the position that you want to be in, and we need to do a better job on the D-line for sure. We knew that it was going to be a game that the D-line had to be the major run stopping, because our guys in the back end obviously have to deal with what they do in the air. So and we just didn't play good enough as a D-line.
You guys were so dominant for the first month or so, and then to have showing like this against a good opponent, obviously, what's the frustration level when you go from like one extreme to the other?
Yeah, it's frustrating. I think we really haven't played together as a team, offense and defense yet, and special teams. So we need to get clicking on all cylinders if we're going to make a run this year.
How do you feel health-wise with the groin today?
I was perfect. Yeah, no, I felt good.
I know there's no magic key to stopping the self-inflicted mistakes, but what do you do going forward? Just
lock in. They had a good game plan, and I know for myself it kind of threw me off. And I lined up offsides twice. It's something that I just need to be better with. I didn't set the edge on one, which is what our defense is precedented on. So just small things like that, and everybody needs to be on their job.
What about their game plan threw you off?
Say it again.
What about their game plan threw you off?
I mean, I shouldn't be surprised, but they throw a lot of stuff at me, and I need to be ready for it.
You had the sack early in the fourth quarter, Nick, after you guys got the touchdown. Then Mahomes came back with, I think, a 57-yard completion to kind of put that fourth quarter. But that, I mean, not on the same level as the Super Bowl, it was kind of reminiscent of you guys had momentum, and then he knows how to take it away.
Yeah, it was tough. It was a good chance for us to get off and get our offense, who was playing really well, get them back the ball, and yeah, I think it was one possession at that point. But there's a lot of plays early on, especially in the first half, that kind of led up to that being a big play.
Thank you.
How did it feel out there? Did you feel pretty secure and comfortable in your assignments and everything else?
Yeah, I felt good. Obviously it's a lot getting here Friday, but just tried to do the best I could to learn the most I can in 2 days and get rolling.
What was the challenge of just learning the verbiage compared to what you were used to with the Panthers?
Yeah, just new playbook. All the coaches had done did a hell of a job preparing with me, spending extra time with me. So that's going to continue, and just got to keep learning and doing my best to perfect this offense as quick as possible.
Tell us what those last 48 hours were like. How much time you were spending here and looking through all that stuff.
Yeah, it's been a lot, but I just try to focus at one thing at a time. Just learn as many plays as possible, so I can go out there and do my job. But yeah, it takes what it takes.
Looks like you were standing between Anthony Lynn and Bobby Turner for a lot of the second half when they were doing a lot of 2-minute stuff. You were maybe not all that well versed in. During that time, are you learning and soaking it all into the times that you're not on the field?
Definitely, yeah. It's under the circumstances. Try to learn as much throughout the whole game and try to learn more tonight and just get going as quick as possible.
It's a unique situation. Is it frustrating? I'm sure you probably haven't been in a situation where your team probably needs you and you can't quite be there for them just because of the circumstances. Was that tough to deal with?
Listen, this was a weird week for me and for them. I didn't kind of know what to expect. I know that I had a certain list of plays that were up, and I think for me mentally this was just focus on everything I can, control what I can control, and get rolling. Obviously, losing's frustrating, but I'm still getting to know these guys, man. I got to do my job. I got to make a few more plays here, and once again, just learn the offense as quick as possible. I think some of that stuff, I'm just trying to control what I can control right now and get going.
As weird as this week was, when you get the ball in your hands and running, does it feel normal in that moment, or does it still feel odd?
Football's football. Like I said, it's no one cares if I got here 2 days ago or if I've been here since April. If I'm out there with a uniform on, I expect to be prepared, and I'm sure my teammates and coaches expect me to be prepared too. So you can't sit there and make excuses and say that I haven't had a lot of time. I got to be ready to go, and that was the mindset that I had, and just try to keep learning.
How quickly can you get up to sort of full? I mean, this week's going to be somewhat normal. You're here all week. Can it happen that quickly, or how long do you think it'll take for you to get comfortable?
I'll try to get it as soon as possible. I don't know. I for me, I was just focused on one play at a time and learning throughout the whole game, and making sure I was lined up correctly and doing my job on every play that I was in.
There's some guys who joined this team and tried learning the offense, and it took them a year at least just to get comfortable with it. Just How would you describe sort of your early impressions of the offense? I know it's only been a couple days.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. That's for sure. I think for me, it's just getting all the runs down, all the passes down, and the protections as quickly as possible. But my coaches have done a great job. A lot of the other guys have done a great job spending some extra time with me, and so I'm thankful for that. And hopefully, I can get this thing rolling soon.
Your experience with outside zone and just that style of rushing.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is just timing with the guys. With the guys in front of you. And I think there was a couple there that. They opened up some big lanes, and I just got to do a better job making safeties miss and squaring up and getting downhill. But they did a hell of a job, and it's my job to make those plays.
What struck you about playing with Jimmy Garoppolo and either how he runs a huddle or an offense?
Yeah, I mean, he's great. He was super helpful to me all week. But he's cool, calm, and collected. Doesn't blink. Great leader and efficient. Thanks, guys.
Howdy. Hi. It's a great sign. It blinks? Oh my gosh. That's incredible. I appreciate that. Thank you. Oh, wow, what a start.
In the first half, you get inside there 35, 5 times, come away with 1 touchdown. How hard is that to overcome with a team like that kind of offense?
You said it. You got to score points against the Chiefs. They've got a really good offense that's firing in all cylinders, and we had to help our defense out today because they have great players. They're going to make big plays, and we have to put up points. And yeah, we got 1 out of 5 in the first half. That's tough. Especially after the fumble on a punt return. We got to turn that into any type of points, and so that's tough. But we were in position. We were moving the ball well. I think we had 10 penalties. And I don't know, those aren't all on the offense, but we had a lot of procedural stuff, which is very sloppy. And, it doesn't really matter who's doing it, but we were doing it as a team, and so we got to get better at that. I thought we were moving the ball well. Christian, did pretty good, I thought, just being in there after being here for 3 days. So excited about that. That's promising. But, overall, we can't shoot ourselves in the foot. I think we had 4 turnovers if you include the safety, I think, right? That's just not very good football.
Offense has been together a long time. There's a lot of talent here. You've had success. Why do you think you've had such a tough time scoring points this season?
It's a great question. I think it's a combination of penalties in the red zone, mistakes in the red zone. Whether it's where you get missed target or something like that. I think we don't really have like second and shorts. We have a lot of second and longs. Then we have to, we're a really good running football team. It's hard to run the ball if you're in second and long. I think that's been an issue for us. I think we have plenty of guys that make plays. Ayuk, Debo, myself, Christian, Jeff Wilson. We have a lot of guys out there. Juwan. We have plenty of guys that can make plays, and unfortunately today, I think it really showed that we just couldn't get the ball into those guys' hands at the right times, and penalties, like I said, they're just kind of sabotage ourselves.
You mentioned Christian's start was promising. How will he change? How can he change this offense and its capabilities?
I'm pretty sure in his second or third year he was all pro in 2 different positions. So, that kind of speaks for itself. He's an amazing football player, and I know that Kyle and our offensive coordinators they're all going to come together and figure out a way to get him the ball and in space, because he creates space too. It's just fun to see him out there, dicing dudes up. I'd love for Christian to get 15 to 20 carries in our offense and run some outside zone. But when we got down in the second half, we kind of had to get away from that. And when we get away from the run, that's what we do really well. And I don't know. I think when you get down by 20-plus points in the fourth quarter, there's only so much you can really do.
You made it a one-score game, so I'm wondering just how it felt at that point after your touchdown, and then just how everybody felt as the fourth quarter with the fade was kind of going on.
No, I mean, I thought we're a good football team. I really do believe that. We have a lot of really good, talented players. We got it within a one-score game, and like I said, the Chiefs, they have big plays, and unfortunately, uncharacteristically of our defense, we gave up a 3rd and 20 on a screen, and then I think a 3rd and 11 for basically a touchdown, and I was a Juju that scored at the end of the game, like wide open in the middle of the field. So we got to watch the tape, and it's definitely nobody's fault. Like, our offense has to put up points, especially when you're going against offense they're going to put up 28 to 35 a game no matter what. We got to help our defense out, and I think all 3 phases, everyone kind of did something today that completely screwed ourselves.
The screwing yourselves, so to speak, seems to have been a theme the last couple of weeks. Just how frustrating is it that you guys can't seem to clean that up?
It's very frustrating. Losing sucks. Especially when I go in every single game thinking that we're going to win the game, and I think especially with, what we have as an offense and what we have as a team with the 49ers, I've never really had doubt going into a football game. So when when you have an offense that's kind of stalling out, we overcame a lot of those penalties. I think we had a drive that we had 2 holding calls on that we still scored, still scored points on. But it's just we can make that a lot easier on ourselves. And I'm going to keep saying it. We just got to help our defense out. Teams are going to put up points. We can't rely on our defense to hold guys to 10 points week in and week out, and no matter how good they are. I think they had a really good game plan too. Is basically don't let Bosa or Fred win the game. Don't let them, get their hands on the ball carriers. Don't let them get sacks. Don't let them get picks. So, that they ran that pretty well, and you just got to have other guys step up and that's another team's game plan.
Any differences?
John Lynch said Friday that Christian, is in a magic pill, and there have been issues through the 3-3 start that you still need to correct. Is that point hammered home even more so today that he's not just a savior who's going to fix everything? Yeah, no, Christian's. He's not going to be the savior, but he's definitely going to help us out. I'm excited to play with Christian, like I said. We have a game against the Rams this week, then we have a bye, so I think these next 2 weeks are going to be huge for Christian to, understand our offense and be comfortable out there and not have to think at all, just go out and run, because that's what he's really good at. Like I said, penalties, 4 turnovers, giving up big plays on defense. We got to be better than that, and we weren't today, and that's how you lose football games.
All right, thanks, guys. We got Jimmy right
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
How much did you take a role in helping Christian kind of get to speed and learn the offense?
As much as I can. Spending time with him after practice. I thought he did a really good job today. I know some of the plays he had never even heard before when he was in the huddle, so there was some explaining to do. But I thought he did really well. It's definitely a little spark for us, that's for sure.
Was that something in the huddle? Did you have to give him a quick reminder on all the plays he was in there?
Not all of them. He's a smart guy, so he's picking up pretty quickly. But yeah, a couple little things here and there. But like I said, he did a good job today. I thought there's some bright spots with him.
When you do a game like this against an offense like that, how much are you aware of, this may be like New Orleans in 2019 where we have to put up points, and then along with that, how frustrating is it to come away with field goals and not putting it in the end zone in the first half?
Yeah, you said it right there. I thought, especially early on in the first half, just getting those field goals instead of touchdowns, I thought that was a big difference. Just momentum and things like that. We knew it going into this game that we had to score touchdowns and match with these guys, and just we didn't. And I think that with the combination of the turnovers and penalties, that's the result you're going to get.
What happened in the interception?
They zeroed us, just tried to throw it to George, left it short there, and the guy made a play. I didn't even see it, but just left it short.
So that was for Kittle, not the clown.
Yeah.
It's not the first time that you guys have spoken to us about self-inflicted wounds. What's your first step? I know there's no magic button to press to eliminate it, but what steps do you take going forward?
I think it starts in practice. I think the way you practice is how you play, and so just can't let little things slide like that in practice. And you know, I don't know if all that stuff happens in practice, but I think that's a starting point for it. Like you said, there's no magic trick to it. It's just hard work and guys doing the right thing and doing right longer than the other team. I think that's a big part of it.
Feel like there's enough accountability in the locker room?
Yeah, I think we got the right core guys, especially to hold people accountable, and just we got to stay together right now. You know, this is a tough time, and obviously, you know, tough loss. You never like to lose games in this league, but just the way we did today, we just got to stick together right now.
You guys have gone on runs and played well against better teams, particularly late in the season. Just given the history you have with this team, how would you describe sort of the frustration level to come out and with a performance like that against a team that you'd like to measure yourself against?
I mean, you're obviously frustrated after any loss, but you got to take it in stride. We're only, 3-4 right now. There's a lot of football left to be played, so don't want to hit the panic button or anything like that right now, and just got to keep plugging away. There's a lot of football left in this season. We can make some noise here.
Do you see any differences or any similarities with this 3-4 start versus last year, and do you take any solace in the fact of how you finished that season?
It's hard to compare. Just different team, different players, a lot of different coaches too. You go back and you just retrace those memories. I think pulling from that and seeing what got us out of that rut we were in last year, I think has some application. But it's a different season. It's just you just gotta go back to work, man. I mean, this stuff ain't easy. It ain't for everybody. So we just gotta go back to work, man. I think we got the right guys for it.
We haven't talked to you since the trade for Christian. What was your reaction to that, and what message did that send to you guys in the locker room when they made that?
I was fired up. Bringing in a player like that, and not to take anything away from our running backs either. I mean, we got a stable of backs back there, and they all are capable of doing great things. But just adding another guy, another weapon like that, like Christian, I think it could only make us better. And competition's always a good thing.
With you guys playing the Rams next week, and you're 2-0 in the division play, do these games, I mean, almost you can shine a light on them, saying, okay, forget about these losses. They were non-divisional. Now we get the division. We know that's the most important game to play.
I mean, there is a part of that. You like to win every game. We're competitors. Division obviously is very important. Those games count a little bit more, but as competitors, you want to win every game. You go out there, you put your best foot forward, you put all this work in throughout the week, and you grind through it. You want to have a good result at the end. But yeah, these division games definitely do carry a little bit more weight, and so we got to be ready to go this next week. All right, thanks, guys.